There is a moment, just before the market moves in your favor, where everything feels uncertain. The tape is quiet. The stock has done nothing for days. And most men, unable to bear the silence, do something foolish. They either abandon their position or they add to it without reason. Both are wrong. Both will cost you. I learned this the hard way, many times. The market is a patient teacher, but it charges high tuition. The question I want to speak to you about today is not whether you can identify the right stock. Most traders can do that. The real question, the one that separates the men who last in this business from the men who are eventually carried out of it, is this. When do you get in? Not the stock, not the sector, not the story. The timing of the entry. That single decision will determine whether you make money or lose it, even if you are completely right about everything else. Let me explain what I mean. I have seen men correctly identify a stock that was about to make a major move. They understood the fundamental condition of the company, they understood the broader market environment, and they still lost money on the trade. How? Because they bought too soon. They bought on their analysis, not on the market's confirmation. There is a profound difference between those two things, and most traders never learn it. The market does not reward intelligence. It rewards patience combined with decisive action at precisely the right moment. Not a moment before, not a moment after. Now, what does smart money actually do? How do the large operators, the professionals who move quietly and profitably through the markets year after year, how do they time their entries? I will walk you through it exactly as I understand it, from my own experience watching the tape for decades. The first thing you must understand is that smart money never chases. Never. When a stock breaks out and runs 5, 10, 15% in a day, the amateur rushes in, afraid to miss the move. The professional watches. He does not feel fear about missing that particular move because he understands something the amateur does not. Every major trend has multiple entry opportunities. The first explosion higher is rarely where the professional enters. That move is often built on noise, on rumor, on the excitement of the crowd. The professional waits for the market to tell him something more reliable. What he is waiting for is the first pullback after the initial thrust. This is where the real test begins. When a stock breaks out from a period of consolidation and moves sharply higher, it will almost always come back, not necessarily to where it started, but it will come back. The weak hands, those who bought late in the move, begin to feel nervous. They start to sell. The stock softens. Volume dries up. And this is the moment when you must watch with complete attention, because what happens next tells you everything. If the stock holds above its breakout point, if it refuses to give back the majority of its gains, if the selling is orderly and the volume is diminishing rather than increasing, you are watching a stock that wants to go higher. The professionals who accumulated their position before the move are not selling into this weakness. They are holding, and in some cases, they are adding quietly. That is your first signal. Not the breakout itself, the way the stock behaves after the breakout. I developed what I came to think of as the test of the pivot point. Every significant move in a stock originates from what I called a pivotal point. It is a price level, sometimes a price range, where the balance between supply and demand shifts definitively in one direction. These points are not random. They form after periods of quiet, after the stock has done very little for long enough that the impatient men have all left it alone. Then something changes. The accumulation that was happening quietly below the surface has completed, and the stock begins to move. But here is the critical thing. You do not buy at the pivot point the moment it appears. You watch. You wait for the stock to confirm that the move is real. How does it confirm? By holding its ground on the first reaction. Let me give you the sequence exactly as I think about it. A stock has been moving sideways for weeks, sometimes months. The volume has been unremarkable. Nothing about it attracts attention. Then one day, on meaningfully higher volume than it has seen in some time, the stock advances. Not a little. Enough to notice. Enough to say something has changed. Now you watch what happens over the following days. If the stock pulls back on declining volume, if it drifts lower quietly, without urgency, without panic, if it finds support in the area of the breakout and begins to stabilize, you are watching the market's confirmation process. The large interests who initiated this move have no desire to see it fail. They will support the stock during this pullback. They are not running from their position. When the stock then begins to firm again, when volume starts to pick up on the upside and shrinks on the downside, when the price action becomes tight and controlled, that is your entry point. Not the original breakout. This second chance, this test and recovery. This is where the professional enters with confidence, because the market itself has just validated the move. Now I want to speak about something that most people refuse to accept, because accepting it requires a kind of humility that the ego resists. You will sometimes miss the entry. The stock will not pull back cleanly. It will simply go up and keep going up. And you will watch from the sidelines, feeling the particular torture of being right about the direction and making nothing from it. Do not chase it. Do not tell yourself that the story is so compelling, the move so inevitable, that it does not matter where you buy. It matters enormously where you buy. Your entry price is not just a number. It is the foundation of your entire risk management structure. When you pay too much for a stock, you are forced to tolerate more adverse movement before you know whether you are wrong. Your stop must be wider. Your position must be smaller. The mathematics of the trade deteriorate from the moment you compromise on the entry. Better to miss a trade entirely than to enter it badly. There will be other trades. There will always be another stock setting up, another opportunity forming. The market never closes permanently. But a bad entry, compounded by a reluctance to take a small loss, can turn into a wound that affects every trade you make for months afterward. This brings me to the role of the stop, and how smart money thinks about it in relation to the entry. The professional enters a trade at a point where the risk can be defined precisely and kept small. This is not an accident. It is the entire purpose of waiting for the right entry. When you buy a stock at a properly timed entry, after the breakout, during the test, as the stock firms up and begins to advance again, you have a natural reference point just below you. If the stock breaks back below the pivot area with conviction, the trade has failed. You know immediately, and because you entered at the right place, that stop is not far away. The loss is limited before the trade even begins. The amateur buys wherever his excitement takes him. His stop, if he has one at all, is either too tight and gets triggered by normal market noise, or too loose and allows a small loss to grow into a damaging one. His entry has made the entire risk structure of the trade unstable. Smart money makes the risk structure work before entering. The entry is chosen specifically because it makes the stop logical and close. Now I want to address volume, because it is the one thing you can observe in real time that tells you whether large interests are genuinely active in a stock. When a stock advances on high volume, institutions are buying. There is no other explanation for sustained volume expansion on the upside. Individual traders, even tens of thousands of them, acting in concert, cannot move a stock's volume in the way that institutional participation does. When you see a stock break out on 3, 4, 5 times its average daily volume, you are watching organized accumulation express itself publicly for the first time. And when the subsequent pullback occurs on a fraction of that volume, you are being told that those large interests have not changed their mind. They are not selling into the decline. The selling you are seeing is the weak hands, the traders who bought late, the momentum chasers who are now uncertain. The volume signature of that pullback tells you the real story. Watch volume at every stage of the sequence, the breakout, the pullback, the recovery. Volume should expand on advances and contract on declines. When that pattern is consistent, you are watching a stock under genuine accumulation, and your entry into the recovery phase is sound. One final thing, and I want you to understand this deeply because it took me many painful years to truly internalize it. You are not smarter than the market. No one is. The market is the collective action of every participant, operating with every piece of information they possess, making decisions based on every motivation imaginable. You cannot know more than the market knows. You cannot predict its next move with certainty. You can only read what it is telling you and respond accordingly. The entry strategy I have described is not a formula for certainty. It is a method for putting the probabilities in your favor. When you wait for the breakout, the test, and the recovery, when you confirm with volume, when you enter where the risk is defined and small, you are not eliminating the possibility of loss. You are simply ensuring that when you are wrong, you are not catastrophically wrong, and that when you are right, you are positioned to extract the full value of that correctness. The men who last in this business are not the ones who are right most often. They are the ones who understand that being right about the direction and being profitable from the trade are two entirely different achievements. Timing the entry is what connects them. The market will offer you the opportunity. It always does. Your only obligation is to wait for it and recognize it when it arrives. Not a moment before. Not a moment after. That discipline is everything.